Hello everyone, welcome back to another match previews, actually the night before the game. So hopefully you're going to be watching this if all things work out the day of the game. So yeah, let's get into it. But look, Arsenal are playing. Arsenal haven't played in probably just over a week. And the the objective is as simple as the last 15 whatever games Arsenal have played, and it's simply to win the game. Another must-win game for Arsenal, especially the way Manchester City are playing. I think Manchester City actually play before Arsenal. So when Manchester City do play the game, and provided they beat West Ham, which they probably will, Manchester City will be top of the Premier League when Arsenal play Everton. So the pressure will be on Arsenal to go and win the game. I mean, there's already pressure on Arsenal to win. But with Manchester City potentially being first when Arsenal play the game, there will of course be increased pressure for Arsenal to win the game. And to be honest, it's a mixed feeling when it comes to this game for me. Everton this season have been surprisingly good. I think most likely they've been the most surprising team this season. I mean, at one point there was actually talks of them being relegated, but impressive wins against both Manchester United and Bournemouth. Now Everton look like a really good side. And at the new stadium as well, you just can 100% guarantee at 8 o'clock when the lights are on and it's dark, that stadium is going to be bouncing. I've seen a lot of teams go there and struggle. So make no mistake, this game is going to be very messy. Everton without a lot of key players for this game. They are missing Idrissa Gueye. What is his name? I keep butchering his name. Iliman Ndiaye. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But all I know is this guy is a top player. He's having a top season. Both of them are gone to AFCON, Dewsbury Hall. So Everton are missing a lot of players. And this is of course a benefit for Arsenal, but at the same time you can 100% expect their fans to be right behind the team, fully behind the team, and potentially, like I said before, this game could turn messy for Arsenal if Arsenal don't manage it right. So for Arsenal, look, Arsenal just cannot get complacent, okay? That's the number one thing. The performance over the last few games simply has not been good enough, especially the away results. I mean, when you're trying to win the league, I mean, drawing to Sunderland, okay, that's a one-off. Then you go and draw to Chelsea, who are down to 10 men. Then you lose to Aston Villa. This is simply not good enough for a team that's trying to win the league. I mean, last week when we played against Wolves, it took us 90 minutes to go beat Wolves, who only have 2 points this season. We went life and death against Wolves. And the week before that, we go lose against Aston Villa at the 90th minute as well. I mean, Arsenal really need to get the act right if they are serious about winning the Premier League. Results like what we have been producing in the last few weeks, simply you're not going to win the league when Manchester City are on the type of form they are on right now. And I think for me it hurts. I think it probably hurts a lot of fans because we've seen this season how good this side can be. The wins against Tottenham, Bayern Munich, who probably were one of the best teams in the world, or probably are the best team in the world. I mean, the levels, we've seen the levels and the type of performance this team can produce. And it's so disappointing because the last few results and performance, the level in drop in terms of quality and performance is simply not good enough. Like, we know the potential this team can reach. We know what level of quality and football they can play, and it's just so disappointing when you look at the recent results and performance. I mean, you look at that, a draw, a win, a loss, and a win. This is simply not good enough if you're trying to win the Premier League. Look, for me, I'm hoping it's just because the players needed some break, playing every 3 days, maybe caught up to the players. So I'm just hoping with the 1 week break, maybe the players come back, recharge, motivated, and hopefully they manage to look over the things that haven't been going too well with us. I mean, Arteta didn't say that because we were playing every 3 days, they really couldn't analyze the game and the performance. And over this week, they did actually have time to sit down and look over it. So hopefully we see some improvements from Arsenal. I mean, recently the games, Arsenal have been really open defensively, a lot of gaps, and that needs to improve. It just feels like we're able to be gotten at. And that's not something I was saying at the start of the season. It does show that there are signs showing that our defense can be breakable, but I do think that's a combination of both Saliba and Gabriel being injured and players just being tired. So hopefully when we do get Gabriel back and Saliba back, that defense goes back to the way it was. Another thing I do want to talk about, because to be honest, it's been everywhere across social media. Where even is it? He's not even there, but it's Victor Gyökeres. Now, Victor Gyökeres has been the topic of discussion throughout the whole 1 week break. I'm not too sure why, because I think he's done okay since being here. I think a lot of people are being quite harsh on him. Like, he's coming back from injury, guys. Okay, you have to remember he hasn't played for how many games, and he's coming back from injury. I mean, you have to remember his last good performance, which was before he was injured, against Burnley. He showed the levels he was at. He was just, getting there. Then an injury hit him, and then it was another setback. I mean, there is a top player in there, and I just sometimes think, it's a combination. Of course, he has some blame as well, but I also think the team also has some fault as well. I feel like the team sometimes are just not playing to his strength. They're just not feeding him the ball. I mean, there were games where he's getting like 4 touches in the first half. He is not a type of striker. He's not like Gabriel Jesus or a Kylian Mbappe. He is similar to like a Haaland type of striker. He relies on service, and sometimes he is starved of service. Sometimes I'm seeing that players just not feeding the ball, or sometimes they're just not making that pass. They always make that sideways pass. Just feel like with him, the team are sometimes not playing to his strength. Of course, like I said, there is a part on him as well. Like, sometimes his movements needs to definitely be better. I feel like sometimes he's resting too much with the centre backs. Like, he needs to improve that aspect of the game where you get into the positions. If you're not going to get that many touches in the game, at least make yourself available for when the ball is in the box. So I believe maybe he does need to do that. But I think, look, I'm still going to back him. Look, he's done a lot to move to Arsenal. If you remember the transfer, the man sacrificed his salary, his agent gave up his commission. They did a lot for this move to happen to Arsenal, and I think it will just be so unfair if the fans don't support him, and for me just to give up on him. So for me, look, I'm going to still back him, and I hope he scores, because I think there's a lot of pressure on him, and he knows that. Look, Arteta talked about it, that when you do come to Arsenal, if you don't score, what are you going to do when you don't score? That's what you're going to be judged on. And look, it's happening right now, so we're really going to see it now. So for me, I'm going to back him, I'm going to support him, and I'm hoping that he does get a goal, just to silence all the doubters. In terms of the lineup, look, I'm expecting a strong lineup. I'm hoping to see Eze or hopefully Leandro Trossard on the wing. I think they're more suited to playing deep blocks, which I do think Everton are going to deploy. I think Martinelli is better when he plays against a team that are playing more of a high line or playing on the transition. I hope to see William Saliba start this game. I know he did start in the last game against Wolves, but I'm hoping he does start again, and I hope it continues. I'm also hoping Victor Gyökeres starts and he plays the full 90. Footmob here are predicting Mikel Merino to start. I'm not too sure on that. For me, I want Victor Gyökeres to start and play the full 90. Calafiori, we're not too sure about Calafiori. I think he missed last game. I'm not even too sure. Did he miss the last game? What was it? Yeah, he missed the last game, didn't he? So I'm hoping he starts. If he doesn't start, then Lewis Skelly starts. I really don't mind, but I think Calafiori has shown this season he is Arsenal's #1 left back. And yeah, just one game, please guys, one game with no injuries. I'm so sick and tired of every single game there's injuries. I think we should basically, in the match preview, do almost a injury roulette. Who do we think is going to be the next player to drop injured? Like, that's how often we are getting injuries. But look, the message is simple. Arsenal, please just get the job done. No silly business, okay? We haven't been playing well in the last few weeks, okay? Our away record has not been good. So please, it's been good overall this season, but in the last few games, not been good enough. But look, let's just fix that with a win tomorrow. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think, who will be your lineup. What do you guys think about Victor Gyökeres and this whole discussion around him? Do you think fans are right to criticize him, or do you think people are being way too harsh on him? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.